Welcome to another edition of the Digicel Sports Show right here on Islandstats.com. I'm your host, Earl Basin, and joining me yet again is co-host Jason Juggling J. Ford.
Will you give me the proper introduction, please?
Jason Juggling J. Ford.
The champion.
Football season done.
I knew you was going to say that.
Football season done.
Not yet.
Season done. We are going to talk a little about the FA Cup.
That's what I thought. Season
done. Well, we're going to talk about the Commonwealth Games. They had the opening ceremony 2 nights ago. The triathletes were in action last night and into this morning. We had the Carifta Games conclude. 1 medal was Sakari Famous. And the Carifta Swimming Championships.
Wow.
32 medals. We're going to talk a little bit about Elon Daly.
Wow.
11 gold medals. Yes. Individual medals, too.
Everything he entered.
She entered.
And
everything she entered. Yeah. We are going to talk about the FA Cup final because we had interviews with the 2 club captains. A face-off. Yeah. And, of course, the cricket transfers are out.
Yes.
No big surprises. No big surprises.
Not really.
No. But we're going to get to all of that after this message from our sponsor.
You may have heard Digicel is bringing the only true fiber-to-the-home network to Bermuda. But what does that mean? Fiber to the home is the fastest and most reliable way to access the internet. And with Digicel's fiber internet, the fiber goes all the way into your house. It doesn't just stop at the street. That means you get consistently fast speeds you can rely on. Think of it as a brand new internet highway that goes all the way into your home or office, and you can be one of the first to enjoy it. Visit digicelbermuda.com/fiber to register your interest in Bermuda's only true fiber to the home network.
Well, Jay, over on the Gold Coast in Australia, the Commonwealth Games are underway. Tuesday night, Wednesday morning was the opening ceremony for Bermuda. Wednesday night, last night, was the triathlon. We had in action, we had Flora Duffy and Erica Hawley in the individual female race.
Who's wearing number 1?
Flora Duffy.
Just checking.
And I believe 19 was Erica Hawley.
Erica Hawley, yeah.
Number 23 in the men's field was Tyler Smith. And number 35 in the men's field was Tyler Butterfield.
2 Tylers.
Yeah, 2 Tylers. It took 28 years, but the wait is now over as Flora Duffy captured Bermuda's second ever gold medal in the Commonwealth Games when she won the women's triathlon in Australia, while Erica Hawley finished 16th in her first Commonwealth Games appearance. Back in 1990, Clarence Saunders won the men's high jump gold medal during the Commonwealth Games in Auckland. Women's triathlon favorite Duffy lived up to her pre-race billing to claim the first gold medal of the Gold Coast 2018 Commonwealth Games. The world number 1 finished in a time of 56.50, with England's Jessica Lermont finishing second, 43 seconds behind. A further 5 seconds back was Canada's Joanna Brown. Hawley clocked a time of 1:03.14. Duffy, following the race, was quoted as saying, "I came in as favorite, so it added pressure of its own. For me, it was personal. I wanted to do well." She went on to say, "It's going to take a while to soak in, but it's a very good feeling." End quote. Duffy was second out of the water, clocking 9:10. She would then clock the fastest bike time of 29:37 before closing out with a time of 16:56, which was the third fastest time. Hawley walked off the course with her head held high as she clocked 10:04 on the swim course, 33:03 on the bike, and then 19 minutes flat on the run course. In the men's event, Tyler Butterfield finished 18th, clocking a time of 55:51, with Tyler Smith clocking a time of 56:41 on his way to finishing 21st. Butterfield clocked a time of 9:32 on the swim. He would then clock 28:55 on the bike before closing out with a time of 16:13 on the run. Smith came out of the water in a time of 9:07. He would then clock 29:22 on the bike course and then close out with a time of 17:08 on the run course. Well, Jay, the Carifta teams are now back on island. We had on Tuesday night the Carifta track and field team arrived, and on Wednesday night the swimmers arrived. Let's get a roundup of the two teams arriving: minister speaking, coaches speaking, athletes speaking, and when we come back, we'll break down the two events.
Everyone, good night. And as you can see, these wonderful athletes behind us, we are very proud of them. And nothing helps more than seeing our family here. We have to take our hats off to our parents and friends and family, to the coaches. But more importantly, we take our hats off to the excellent work of our athletes. I was there to witness the events, and each of our athletes represented Bermuda proudly. They would have made you proud if you were there to see yourself. They all left all their energy and effort on the track. So for that, we are very proud.
And I'm just going to echo the sentiments of the actual Minister of Social Development and Sports and say that indeed our athletes did do a stellar job in representing their country. And I want everybody to say, Team Bermuda! Team Bermuda! Hooray! And we're going to let...
We let the president say hello.
Good evening, everyone. Again, we'd like to congratulate our athletes. They gave us 100%. I have to say the quality of the Carifta Games is getting higher and higher every year. We had athletes performing at a level where they would make the finals in the Olympic Games. That's the quality that the Carifta Games has come to. So we have to be very proud of what our athletes have achieved, what they're going to achieve in the next couple of years. And I'm excited. When I look at the young athletes that we have coming up, the athletes that we have with them, in the next 2 years, we're going to see a bigger and better Bermuda team, and I'm really looking forward to that.
Winning the bid to host 2020, the team that put it together, how was it received in Bahamas?
We were very excited to win the bid. It was very tough. Myself and Mia were at the Congress, and believe me, that was a very, very difficult morning. We had one team, Guyana, who stepped up on the day and said that they wanted to put in a bid for 2020. They gave this passionate statement of why they think they should win the bid, even though they hadn't gone through the correct process. So what it ended up coming down to is Bermuda followed the process. We had a fantastic presentation that blew everybody away, and so we end up winning the bid with the support of all of the other Caribbean countries at the end of the day. But it was a very, very tough morning.
Now, it was a few years ago that we hosted here. What will be another challenge for hosting it in 3 years' time?
Well, the thing is, we have the template in place already for 2020. There are things that we need to look at from 2012 and see what we can improve on. My main goal right now is getting our athletes ready to put on a good show for Bermuda. So for me, the start tomorrow, preparing for the games. We start tomorrow preparing the athletes. We've got to get these athletes committed over the next 2 years to athletics so that when 2020 rolls around, our country can be proud of what we have produced. So the work starts tomorrow for 2020.
We'll take Sakari. Moving up in the age group, obviously a new challenge, but having the confidence to go in and knowing you had a medal record or medal following behind you, how comfortable were you in the event?
I was not comfortable at all. I had so much nerves going in, like the streaks of the medals that was on my head the whole time, especially being on Monday morning, so I have to wait throughout the whole competition. That builds up the nerves. But My mama told me to take deep breaths and calm down because I can do my best if I just put my mind to it, and I came out with another medal. So.
Do you think the conditions were suited for you?
It was definitely hot, let's say that, but yeah, it was fine. I think the track for everybody was different because it's a fast track and you have to get used to it. You have to change your approach. So that's what I kind of had to do. Yeah.
We'll take someone who's first time. First time. First time at the Thrifter Games. What was the experience like for you?
I really liked it. I thought I would be really nervous, but I was kind of like, oh, this is fun. So, yeah.
Now you're sort of a newbie to high jump. Got in last year.
Mhm.
Yeah. Where do you think you can take it?
I think I could go pretty far. I just have to really put my mind to it and like stay with it.
Well done. Congratulations. Yes. Come on. One more. Your experience.
No, I thought it was really amazing because, competing against the rest of the Caribbean, it is nerve-wracking, but it was really great because you get to see, where you're at in the competition, and that makes it really fun.
Now, going into the race, obviously you have a plan. When does the plan change? When do you think you're going to have to change it? Where do you think you're going to have to change it?
Well, I guess you kind of have a plan, you kind of know your times, but when you get into the race, you are racing in the race. So you kind of just have to go with the flow and you have to change yourself to what the other athletes are doing.
Do you think it's something you want to do again?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah? So you'll be working along with these others behind you?
Yes.
All right, well done.
You may have heard Digicel is bringing the only true fiber to the home network to Bermuda. But what does that mean? Fiber to the home is the fastest and most reliable way to access the internet. And with Digicel's fiber internet, the fiber goes all the way into your house. It doesn't just stop at the street. That means you'll get consistently fast speeds you can rely on. Think of it as a brand new internet highway that goes all the way into your home or office, and you can be one of the first to enjoy it. Visit digicelbermuda.com/fiber to register your interest in Bermuda's only true fiber to the home network.
Good evening, Bermuda, and we're here welcoming back our Bermuda swim team who did an excellent, phenomenal job in the events representing us. They brought home 31 medals. 31. And no one can say anything except par excellence, a job well done, and they have represented us as great ambassadors and great swimmers for Bermuda. I want to speak specifically about young Miss Daly, Elon Daly. She brought home, or took home with her, she didn't return to Bermuda, 11 gold medals. And that is absolutely phenomenal. All of the hard work that our young people put in to make the sport that they are participating in first class has definitely been demonstrated through the fact that they have come home with the achievements that they have brought with them here tonight. And I am sure that Bermuda, parents, the coaches, everyone who has been involved in this process is feeling nothing but absolute excitement and pride and joy that we have such a phenomenal team that has gone and once again put Bermuda on the map in terms of swimming. Again, a small island like Bermuda, and we have nothing but first-class talent here representing us and going to the rest of the world and saying, you cannot count us done. So I would like everybody standing here tonight to at least put their hands together to say thank you, thank you. If you're looking at them, they all have medals around their necks. I don't have any, I don't know why. But, you know, I'm not the swimmer that they are. And what I would like to do is invite the head coach to come and speak more specifically to the stats and to the experience that his swim team and he and his fellow coaches went through and how they felt when they were down there watching our young people represent us. Mr. Smith?
Good evening, Bermuda. First of all, I'd like to thank the parents who obviously have to spend a lot of time driving their kids to and from practice early in the morning for them to be prepared to reach this kind of result. I'd like to thank our team managers who did a lot of work behind the scenes in order to make sure that we were at all of these events. When you have a swimmer trying to win 11 gold medals, there was a lot of logistics to make that happen, between awards presentations and then getting back on the blocks. It was a difficult situation. Job well done. Thank you to Richard Goodwin, who did a lot of the technical work leading to the results that we received, and to our BASA president, who he's behind the scenes and he's also behind the camera, making sure that we had beautiful photos to come back to Bermuda. But most importantly, I'd like to thank the 15 swimmers that did an amazing job, the hard work that it took for them to get to this championship at this level, and then the performances that they did day after day while we were there. 32 medals. Obviously, there were highlights from specific swimmers, but when you see behind me, everybody has a ribbon around their neck. That tells you that across the board, we had excellence from all of our swimmers, and we are extremely proud of the result.
Then putting together a team, Richard, you and the organization, to come up with what you came up with, how difficult was it, the process going through?
Well, you know, each year when we start in September and we look at our major competitions for the year, Carifta is a highlight of the season. That's the spring stop when we're looking to see our first peak performance, and then we come back and regroup for what we're going to do in the summer. We looked at the swimmers that potentially would be on this team. Obviously excited of what the results that we had in previous years. We've added some really strong swimmers to the program, and some of those new swimmers, actually all of those new swimmers, came back with medals, which tells you that as we move forward, we're continuing to build. The growth of the program and the level and depth of the swimming is going to continue to give us the results that we're looking for.
All right. Can you send us one who is a new timer and Maddie as well? And I'll pick somebody else after.
Who's the first?
She was hiding.
That's good. Jada, that's good.
All right. Jada, welcome back. Your first experience at Carifta. Give us a bit about how it all came out for you.
Well, it was a great experience, and I felt that it made me a stronger swimmer. And it was very fun.
Now, hearing about it and seeing it before, did it meet your expectations?
Yes, it was very, yes.
Yeah? How do you think you stacked up against others around the Caribbean?
I think I did pretty well overall.
Yeah. How did your teammates help you out?
They cheered me on and wished me good luck.
All right, shorter words. Thank you. Well, Nettie, you come back with more medals.
Yes.
Your experience this time around?
I mean, my last Carifta Games, it was a great experience. I mean, I got to see all the people that I see every year. I mean, a lot of people I've swam with throughout the years. Saying bye was kind of hard, but hopefully I'll be able to see them later on in higher competitions. But no, it was a really great experience.
That last swim getting out of the pool, there's a picture of you waving to everyone. What was that emotion like?
It was as emotional as it was. I mean, I don't know, you kind of just, it's happy because you've come from 11, 12 age group to 15, 17, and I mean, it's just, I don't know. So it's, as sad as it is, I mean, it's happy as well.
Over the years competing at these Carifta Games, what have you learned about yourself the most?
That's a good question. I'll say I'm still working on that.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Brian? Welcome back.
Thank you.
How was it this time for you?
Well, it didn't start off great because I missed my first event. So that was kind of bad. But I guess I kind of took the disqualification to kind of work harder for my other events, and I got 2 medals, so.
Well, how does that set you up? Because obviously you'd be disappointed that you're missing your first one.
Yeah.
It's a mental thing because you're physically able to compete. But how do you get over that emotion?
Well, I was really mad. So, I mean, there was another swimmer, Ethan Daly. He missed it too, so I guess we both kind of dealt with it together, and we just helped each other out because we were both going through the same thing, and we were both kind of mad.
So next time in the pool, you swim angry.
Yeah.
All right. Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
I do want to, Ben, if you can come back, I just want to ask you. You had obviously the 3 dailies in the team, Kai Legban, who are not here. But tell us about, well, firstly Kai, who is first time with this team, and how he adapted in the pool.
Yeah, it was really good to see the way the swimmers that had not been part of a Carifta team, we always tried to make sure that we embrace them, give them opportunities to meld in with the team. We changed some of the practices and how we do them with the swimmers that were based locally to bring them into the program. But someone like Kai, who we've only really met recently, last year at National Championships was the first time that he had come here. Obviously his mother's a Bermudian, but he's been training and living in New Jersey. The first couple of days you could tell that he was trying to feel his way into it, but by the end he was completely immersed in the group and having a great time and smile on his face, and obviously on the last 2 days he came back with medals on those days, so you could see that built towards that kind of performance. I just think as a group we can be proud of the way they represented themselves every day at the meet. And I told them that last night when we were getting on the bus. It was just great to see the way they came together. They cheered for each other, they supported each other, and that is why you get a team result where everybody's performing the way they are, because they were embraced and saying, well, if this person go fast, I can go fast. And everybody just continued to lower times because they were feeding off each other, and that's really what you want.
And then obviously the daily family?
Yes, I mean, obviously what Ilan was able to do is something that is, you don't see that. To see somebody take 11 gold medals. Her actual goal was to take the 11 gold medals and also to take the record from Carifta in each of those events. And she started off 5 for 5, and then she had a little bit of a hiccup in the 400 IM. But to see the determination to continue to try to hit that kind of achievement, it was amazing. Blowing away the field over and over again, and then obviously we then have her little brother joining for the first time and watching how he performed, and he set goals for himself where, in one of the events where he actually medaled, he dropped 28 seconds, which is just unheard of for somebody to be able to do. But it was just because he got excited about the competition, said, I'm going to compete with these guys, and that's what he did.
Well, welcome back. I know it's been a long day.
Yes, thank you.
Overall, we gave a breakdown of the Carifta Games, with Sakari winning the only medal. A medal every time she's been to the game.
Yeah. I mean, just saying that.
Every game.
And let me tell you what's amazing about Sakari. The expectation.
Of herself.
But we were expecting her and to still perform.
Mm-hmm.
See, you know, we have, there's one thing about sports, and that's when you know when an athlete is special.
Mm-hmm.
Because you see the talent, and then when the expectation, and you live up to the expectation, that's when you really start to say, okay, you know what? Now they are a step above.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And because we have some great athletes
Right.
who just fall when it comes to pressure and
Yeah.
expectations.
Yeah, definitely.
And she's been able to every single time. Now, I'm pretty sure she would love to have captured the gold.
Mm-hmm.
So personally, she probably feels that, you know, but
Yeah.
you can't take away every time she's come back with a medal.
Well, I'll tell you what, the next person we're going to talk about has put her hand up for Junior Female Athlete of the Year.
That's finished. That's over. Just like I said, Flora Duffy many moons ago.
It's going to take something rather more special than what
Earl, I don't even think I'm asking, like I asked you off air, like, is this a record? Because I've never heard anybody come back with 11 gold medals.
Yeah. 11.
Every event, she jumped in the pool.
Well, one of the challenging things is going to be to hang on to her.
Well, we said that probably about a year ago.
Yeah.
We said that about a year ago. And it's not just her, it's the whole family, because
Yeah.
even with Elijah picking up a silver, you know, but just overall the team itself, and, you know, when the team was released.
Mm-hmm. Few surprises.
Because a few of them we had never heard of.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. They medaled too.
And they medaled too. So I told you when that happened, I told you I have all the faith in Coach Ben Smith, because if anybody would know, he would know. And once again, Bermuda has come back with a bucket full of medals.
Yeah, without a doubt.
And Earl, I hate to say this, but what other games do we come back with this amount of medals over the last 3-4 years?
It's a little different, and we have to explain it in this way.
Yes.
It's an age group thing.
Yes,
So
yes.
Unlike the Carifta games where it's under 17, so you'll have 14, 15, 16, 17. These are all 11, 12.
Yes.
All 13, 14, all 15 to 17.
Which gives you a better chance.
Yes. So it's a little different, but if you're at the top of the heap of your age group, now it's like this. If you're running 100 meters and you're running the under 17s, if you come fourth, but you're the first of your age group, when you then get to that 17-year age, then you should be looking to be number 1 and number 2. I guess if you look at it like that, that's one way of explaining it. Now, the difference is medals. Now, if Carifta change and say, okay, we're going to have a 11 to 12, a 13 to 14, a 15 to 16, hey, who knows?
Who knows?
Yeah.
But in saying that, I'm just looking at the history side of it.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt.
Year after year after year, they have come back with medals upon medals. But I just never remember one
person.
Even Jesse Washington.
I know Emma Harvey came back with 6 recently, a few years ago. So, I mean, it's one of the
6.
Yeah.
This is double figures.
Yeah.
And the age is what?
11, 12.
So,
Mama, I don't want to go next year if Elon Dale is good.
Do you know how much fear that puts in?
Yeah. If I'm 12 and she's 11, I ain't going in the pool. You beat me twice. I ain't going back for a third time.
So, hopefully, we're able to keep her. And I mean, I just can't wait. I'm thinking for not the next Olympics, but the Olympics after that.
Yeah.
Probably LA.
Yeah, is it 2024?
Is it LA?
No, LA got to 28.
28. But still, she'll be in that too. She'll be jumping good ahead for her.
Yeah.
If she's in the 11 to 12 now.
Yeah.
10 years from now, she'll be 21.
Yeah. Swimming fast.
LA.
Fast.
Wow. Can you imagine?
Yeah. Hopefully we're still around.
I don't know what you mean.
Might have Alzheimer's, but
You may have heard Digicel is bringing the only true fiber to the home network to Bermuda. But what does that mean? Fiber to the home is the fastest and most reliable way to access the internet. And with Digicel's fiber internet, the fiber goes all the way into your house. It doesn't just stop at the street. That means you get consistently fast speeds you can rely on. Think of it as a brand new internet highway that goes all the way into your home or office, and you can be one of the first to enjoy it. Visit digicelbermuda.com/fiber to register your interest in Bermuda's only true fiber to the home network.
Well, coming up on the 28th and 29th of April is the Johnny Walker golf tournament at the Ocean View Golf Course. It was some 30 years that it had been, or 20 years that had been put to the side. They revived it last year. Having it again this year, got a chance to speak to Brian Morris, who is the head pro at Ocean View, to talk about the 2018 Johnny Walker Classic Golf Tournament. Well, Brian Morris, head pro here at the Ocean View Golf Course. Second Johnny Walker tournament coming up. It was in exile for some time, but you guys have revived it. New year, new things happening?
Yeah, absolutely. A lot bigger field. You know, it's filling up quick. We already surpassed the number we had last year. So yeah, it's catching on. So this is a good sign. Hopefully every year we could get more and more. You know.
Now you have defending champions. Are they all in the field this year?
Yep, we have Damian Paliandi, the amateur champ, Kevin Trott, the senior champ, and Dwayne Perman Sr. as the pro champ. So they've all signed up already.
Now they'll all have challenges, but let's go down the pro field. There's some new faces?
Yeah, absolutely. Dwayne's son, Dwayne's Jr., I'm sure he's looking to take care of his father. We got OJ making his debut in the Johnny Walker. The usual suspects, Daniel, Augustus. Haven't heard from Kamiko. It's not sure whether it's going to be here. But then you got Nails and Scott Roy and all the rest, all the usual suspects.
Who do you look at in the amateur field? Because obviously you're going to want people to challenge for a title.
Yeah, sure. We have Damian Paliandi. He's the defending champ. We have the club champion this year was Leroy Robinson. Then you have the youngsters, Dakota Lamb, Kiari Swan, Matthew Smith. A few good youngsters, you know.
Now the golf course has survived all that harsh weather we had. When is the tournament, and what could people look for?
Well, it's the 28th and 29th of April. And to be honest with you, our maintenance crew and superintendent, they could work anywhere in the world, I'm sure, because the golf course is in great shape, and they're doing more and more every week to get it, you know, even better.
Now, the first day of this tournament is the same day as the triathlon, so obviously you want the golfers to realize what the challenges will be coming out of the West. Your message to them?
Leave home early, okay? The restaurant will be open, the range will be open. Try to be past Trimmingham Hill roundabout by 7:30.
Well, Jay, the good thing you hear is all three defending champions are back. The field has grown, surpassed last year. And obviously, it's 2 days of hard-hitting golf.
Well, I don't want to go back to the last major tournament we had, but I'm just praying for some good weather.
Oh, yeah.
Because we had the par 3 championship. Basically, was able to one round, basically.
Yeah.
But that's golf.
Yeah.
That's golf. And they, for some reason, they tell me it never rains in the golf course, so I don't know why it mattered. But it's
but the one at South P, the ball wouldn't stay on the yeah.
No, but it's saying that when you have competition like that, and like we talk about athletes, you're always looking for the best competition. So when you have all these guys coming for this one tournament, you want to see where you stand amongst the giants.
Without a doubt. FA Cup time.
FA Cup.
Had a chance to speak with Ezekiel Stoneham from Southampton Rangers.
He's been talking away this year.
And Lejon Simmons from Robin Hood, the two captains.
And he's been talking away too.
Yeah. Interesting conversation though, because I even asked him about that. Let's get the interview with the two captains for Sunday's final. Well, this coming Sunday will be the FA Cup final between Robin Hood, who are in the Premier Division, and Southampton Rangers, who are in the First Division. Obviously, everyone around would think that Robin Hood are the favorites going into the match. So we'll start off with Lejean Simmons, captain of Robin Hood. It's going to be a test for you. Obviously, you guys watch Rangers play on Sunday, but sum up your season thus far and going into Sunday's match.
I would say in all, it was a successful season, but it's unfortunate we came 3 points short of PHC. But we started to hit peak at the right time, and coming into the game Sundays, I feel it's an advantage for us. But we can't sleep on Rangers. They had an unlucky season. They're still undefeated. So you know what I mean. We know what they're coming with. And that's about it.
Ezekiel, you guys have been undefeated this season, but the pressure of being undefeated, wanting to be undefeated, does that add more pressure to this particular cup final?
Not at all. Everybody sort of looks at us as a first division team, and we're pretty much looking to use that in our favor. So far, we've gone through a host of Premier Division teams, and it's just another game to us. As long as we stick to our game, I don't think we'll have too many problems.
How much of Sunday's win over BAA 4-2 would give you the confidence knowing that Robin Hood have goal scorers as well, but you're going to have to stop them?
Well, our coach Jomar actually always told us, defense wins championships. And with our 3, 4, 5, however we switch it up on the day, however it turns out, we've always been pretty solid. Only BAA, who have, a very experienced defense, have a better defense than us in the first division. So I have a lot of faith in that. The issue is for us is just getting the goals in the back of the net.
Now you guys, like you say, hit form second half of the season, went on a run. Unfortunately, you came up short. But watching Southampton Rangers play on Sunday, what did you guys take from that match?
Really, I was just looking at a lot of the key players that can change the game for them. You know what I mean? They have a lot of game changers, as with Dante Brangman, Ezekiel, Corder Maynard. So those are the players that we really have to watch out for. But same way, we just have to stick to our game plan and not pay attention to what the opposition is gonna put out that day.
Now, you guys have played at the stadium more recently than Rangers. How do the conditions suit your style of play? Because obviously there's always a breeze, the pitch is fast.
Yeah, there's always a breeze, and everyone knows how Robin Hood is, you know what I mean? They know how we play, and they know the pacey front runners we have. So it's an advantage for both sides because they have good front runners as well, you know what I mean? And they have a good midfield, and the midfield, I feel, has been key to their season as well.
Now, you guys have in your arsenal one of their former players who lifted the league trophy last year. How fitting would it be that he lifts the FA Cup trophy against his old team?
I mean, I'm assuming you're talking about Dante Brangman, and he's always been a Ranger. So we always knew it was just a short-term thing, no matter where he went. His heart's really at Rangers, so I think it'll work a lot in his favor, in our favor, if that happened.
Now, you know your team. You guys have been together all season, but how much pressure do you put on each other? Because there was a period of time on Sunday, it seemed as if it was coming unstuck when you guys find yourselves down 2-1, but then you got it back on track. How does that affect the team?
Well, team chemistry, we've been together. Well, even though it's our first time together, we've had a lot of new signings this year. But coming from preseason starting all the way in June, July, we've spent a whole lot of time together, and we sort of understand how each other sort of interacts. And then how Jomar sort of sets up training sessions, he'll just be free and he'll be like, who wants to train now? So we'll end up having 4 sessions in a week that we probably don't need, but for that reason we spend a lot of time with each other, and we have a lot of team building aspects as well outside of that. So we sort of understand how everybody works. So when things go down, we know that it's going to get better. You just got to get through the rough time.
Now I'm going to ask you guys reverse questions about coaching tactics. I'm going to ask you, what do you think Jomar will do to try and counteract what you guys are going to do? And I'm going to ask you, what do you think John Barry will do? So I'll start with you.
I think Jomar is a very technical coach. He's a smart coach, you know what I mean? He's won coach of the year, I think once or twice. So he knows what he's doing, you know what I mean? And I think he's really going to just try to limit the space for us and things like that, so we don't get on the ball as much, or we don't give the defense too much problems. But I can't really say what he's gonna have up his sleeve. You know what I mean? That's all up onto the coach on that day.
And for you, for JB?
I think he's probably, as Lejean stated before, I think they're going to probably clog the midfield and attack our wings, because out of our whole makeup of our team, like you said, the strength is in the middle. If you can get the middle one done, then everything will sort of fall away. But nobody's been able to do that, unfortunately. So lucky us.
Now, both of you guys have been scoring goals of regular. Do you think it will come down to one of you two deciding the game?
I'm not sure. It doesn't really matter who scores on that day. You know what I mean? And I'm just hoping anyone. If chance falls to me, then I'll be happy to take it.
Now, because you're considered favorites, as the game goes on and no one scored, do you guys feel, is it added pressure to that, and do you feel more relaxed?
I wouldn't say it's added pressure, because we was favorites all season. We was going into the league as champions, so it was already pressure on our backs. But we take games, cup games especially, as if we can't win in 90 minutes, then we're not losing 2 points. We have another 30 minutes left. So it wouldn't be no added pressure. We wouldn't start to panic. We just regroup and figure out a way to unlock the defense.
Now, you guys have scored in several games this year. I think you've had a couple of 0-0 draws, but do you always have confidence in the fact that you guys will eventually score in a game?
Yes, 100%. 100%. There's no doubt about it. We will score eventually. It's just a matter of how many missed chances will it take. But it will happen eventually.
Are you looking to get off the block early, get an early start, a early good goal?
Definitely try to get in there as quick as we can, sort of ruffle the fellas a little bit, and then sort of just let the game go from there.
How much would winning this cup satisfy Southampton Rangers for the season, having not lost but not been promoted?
Immensely. It'll be a big tick on everybody's box, and I think that'll be key to keeping a lot of our players and to encourage more players and to grow our youth program and everything else, and sort of get Rangers out of that stigma that, just sort of lackadaisy, troublemakers, partiers. So it all starts with one step. So this will be a good step.
Sum up the FA Cup final in one word.
Intense.
And you?
Respect.
All right. Well, gentlemen, good luck come Sunday. All the best. We'll see you after the final.
Yes.
All right.
Cool.
Okay.
Nice.
You may have heard Digicel is bringing the only true fiber to the home network to Bermuda. But what does that mean? Fiber to the home is the fastest and most reliable way to access the internet. And with Digicel's fiber internet, the fiber goes all the way into your house. It doesn't just stop at the street. That means you get consistently fast speeds you can rely on. Think of it as a brand new internet highway that goes all the way into your home or office, and you can be one of the first to enjoy it. Visit digicelbermuda.com/fiber to register your interest in Bermuda's only true fiber to the home network.
Finally, transfers. Cricket season's about to get underway. Transfers were released yesterday. Obviously, it was no secret that Dion Stovall was heading back to Southampton Rangers. Malachi Jones was going back. You had Rangers picked up 8 players. Nairobi Mills from Bayless Bay went. Trey Manders.
That was a surprise.
Yeah.
And even Trey was a surprise.
Yeah, leaving Western Stars, going to Rangers. They picked up Charles Trott from PHC. With the Rangers team, although it was aging last year, where do you see these guys fitting in?
Oh, I see him fitting in. Definitely see him fitting in.
Shannon Reynolds going back.
But one thing that Shannon Reynolds has been fighting fitness for, come on, how long now?
Yeah.
I mean, last year he had somewhat of a decent year, but been fighting fitness.
Right.
The Nairobi signing was a bit odd for me. Now, and I say that because not last year, but the year before, he had a breakout year.
Yes.
With Bayless Bay. And I don't know what happened last year.
So that was Nairobi Carmichael.
With Carmichael, I'm sorry.
Right. Nairobi Mills hasn't played that much in the senior team. He has played, but that I didn't know about that move.
I'm still just trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
Now, what I will say, those rumors we heard last summer,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and a lot of these guys want to go back. These older guys want to go back and build the club up
Mm-hmm.
from the youth program up. And I know that was one of the main things.
Mm-hmm.
So, with that being said, you don't have to worry about calling him Ryan Bermuda,
Yeah. Yeah.
Curtis Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you keep going. Hassan.
Yeah.
Norm.
Yeah, you're gonna have enough guys.
These guys
yeah.
who they would please, can you come out,
Mhm.
you know, and give us a hand.
Right.
You know? So even if you add 4 guys straight to the lineup,
Mm-hmm.
remember, I probably think if Gennaro wasn't injured for the first half of the season, they'd probably been contenders.
Right. Right.
Could have been contenders.
Right.
But in saying that, where were they lacking? Go on now. They were lacking in almost every department.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, with Trey, especially with open cricket being played this year,
Mm-hmm.
the more players you got at your disposal,
The stronger you will be.
the stronger you'll be.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm just hoping that they take this opportunity, because they do have a couple of youngsters that
Mhm.
have come up there.
Right.
You take the opportunity to groom these youngsters and not just play all your best team involved.
Right. I was kind of surprised that Dalen Richardson left left Western
He
Stars.
left Rangers, went Western Stars,
and
then
now he's going
going
to Somerset.
To Somerset.
Yeah. Yeah. Kind of surprised at that move.
That
but,
was a surprise.
yeah.
Initially, I was surprised about the Brian Hall move.
Mhm.
Basically, being around Western Stars for so long.
Right.
But then when you understand the family
trait.
side,
Yeah.
So you understood it.
I think with the understanding of Jeff with the Somerset team
Mhm.
and Dalen being good friends with that side of the family,
Yeah.
I think it would only be a good fit for him to come up there and have some fun with some of the guys that he.
And Thompson needs players.
Yeah.
Thompson needs players.
St. George's picked up 4 players, 3. You're talking about Treddy Gibbons, Tamiko Wilson, and Orunde Bascom, as well as Dean Smith.
Personally, I just think for that, I just think they needed some stability for the cup match team.
Right. Well, I think
even though Tamiko and let's say Treddy's probably the shoe-in out of the 3.
Right.
Arunde.
Yeah, I'm more concerned about the league. It's just that St. George's now will have a decent start.
Well,
possibility of a
remember,
start.
I wonder what's going to happen with the actual chemistry, because remember they came up.
Right. They struggled in the opening department. A lot of their runs came middle order.
Yeah.
So they were always losing early wickets. Or somebody was sacrificed to go up early. But if you now look at the batting depth, you add those 3 into the batting depth, and you start looking at Detroit, Lionel, Mackay. You start saying, okay, if I can get 20 out of these guys, 30 here and there, it builds up the end.
And even if you look at dropping, because I know Michelle was even doing some opening.
Right.
Now he could probably come at 7.
Yeah. So it kind of levels it out. Will they be contenders? I don't think so.
What happens if your player coach?
Oh, he don't have to play now.
But he scored most of the runs.
And that was the problem. He was betting early. So, now he can concentrate on structuring things as opposed to playing and trying to coach while he's playing. It becomes a difficult thing.
Now, you said there was 3 players, but we talked about, I'm worried about now some of the teams where these guys have left.
Yeah. There's a big void. You look at Cleveland.
That's number 1. They were struggling to get players last year.
You look at Western Stars.
They were struggling for the last couple of years to get players.
PHC losing.
They picked up a couple.
Right, but you start losing parts of the team that kind of kept that glue together.
Charles Trott was very...
Yeah, but hey, as one coach would always say, look, if the guy don't want to be here, I can't force him to be here. I'd rather him go where he's happy. He may come back a better person.
And also, lads, what's going to be the departure of Deion Stubble from
St. David's,
because I have stated, even though he wasn't the captain, but he was probably the most influential person.
But you know what's funny now? Alan Douglas can now take a more leading role.
It's the opportunity.
The opportunity. He can, like, that's what I said.
The
He can take a more leading role. Be interesting how that works. The other interesting part will be if OJ plays.
Yeah, and you know, we're all hoping, first of all, health-wise.
Yeah, he's 100%.
100%. I don't want him to play
just because it's St. David's and I need to help you. No,
that doesn't work for me.
Yeah.
But I'm wondering now, with the departure of Dion, how's Allen games changed? Because he was able to go there and play freely because you got D who would say, you know what, I will sacrifice and hold back and do these certain things. They haven't really picked up no players like that. Brian Hall's not one who's going to sit around either. So, depending on the likes of Dalwan, if he's going to be committed.
Right. But you know what's funny? Brian Hall comes in and could do some of the things OJ can do because he can burl. He has a stock burler. He can hold it back as long as he don't get carried away. You know, so if OJ plays, that actually helps them calm things down a little bit.
The only thing I hope somebody down today was working with Brian feels bigger.
Oh yeah.
And I say that because when I used to watch him play up the Northfield, holding out.
Yeah, all the time.
Holding out, holding out. Because he likes to go straight.
Yeah.
At St. John's Field, easy.
Yeah.
Down St. David's,
you gotta go a little further.
Yeah. So,
and that might be too short.
Yeah. So hopefully somebody works with him to work on the shot making.
It's that temperament. Which ball do I pick? Which ball do I pick?
I'll tell you one name that was thrown around quite a bit, and I'm glad he stayed. It's Jacon.
Yes. Yeah. He was fighting a demon.
Yes. Yes, and you know, we just kept hearing, well, maybe not, maybe.
Well, it is what it is.
So it's gonna be interesting, and I'm gonna tell you, Earl. Just fast forward into Cup match, because some of these moves were based on
strategically placed. Yeah.
I need to get me into Cup match. Even with Somerset, it's gonna be interesting because we know they've only made how many changes in 3, 4, 5 years?
Right.
Compared to St. George's averaging 6. So it's gonna be interesting. But in saying that, I just want to see how Rangers, because let's look at it last year, for instance. On paper, Bay had a squad and got off to a bad start.
Yeah.
Even though they won Connie, which you know,
they didn't care. Just been Connie, but they cared.
Yeah.
You can't tell me they didn't care. They cared.
And since we are Islandstats, have you realized that Dion has won the trophy now? How many consecutive years? With different teams?
Yeah. He won it. He's been in St. David's twice, right?
Yeah.
So he won it 2 years there.
Rangers won it.
Rangers won it a couple of years. Yeah. So he can head back and win it again. Interesting time.
I told you, if you had it for me, I will be putting him in the runnings for Athlete of the Year. Now, it's hard to get away from Tyler and these guys. Yeah. But he have to get a special mention because what he's done on the football field and now on the cricket field, you got to take his body of work into consideration.
Yeah. Well, come to the end of the Digicel Sports Show.
Yes, sir.
Yeah? All right.
I'm good today.
Okay. Folks, have a good night.